This is your weekly celestial forecast for the week beginning February 20th, 2023. So, on the 20th of February, we have the new moon in Pisces. However, I have this chart set to Monday, February 20th at noon, and the new moon was at 2:06 in the morning of February 20th. So at that point in time, the sun and the moon were both at 1 degree of Pisces. Nonetheless, it's still a new moon day. Wonderful for new beginnings indeed. But what does the new moon starting off the new week mean? Well, let's look at Pisces. Pisces is a very magical sign. It is a water sign. It is about healing and very mystical. It is connected with the 12th house, which is behind the scene information, secrets, healing of all sorts, and that which is connected with the metaphysical or even paranormal. So, on or around Monday, the 20th, it's going to be about such. But also, what else is Pisces connected with? It is connected with our water, and that can be good or not so good for water, our oceans as well. It can be connected with what? Rain, can be connected with storms or that which creates water. Also, Pisces in the 12th house is connected with liquids and oil, minerals. So on Monday, or again around Monday, could also be Sunday as we approach the new moon, or even on Tuesday, there is going to be thoughts or discussions about such. Maybe some information that has been hidden will come out now, and personally, that could include secrets. And with the sun and the moon there's also discussions about oil, minerals, or water, or perhaps an abundance of rain. And in certain situations, that this can be an under abundance of rain or water, and so on and so forth. And with the sun and Saturn, there is an out of sign conjunction because Saturn is at 28 degrees of Aquarius, headlonging into the sign of Pisces. So, what does this mean? Saturn is about restriction. However, let's not forget, although there is an out of sign conjunction on Monday with the sun, this leads to me to believe that there will be more of a concern about water, liquid, minerals, or it points to the fact that we must be responsible with such. And this could also, as aforementioned, be a concern with weather related issues, anomalies, and so on. But on a more personal level, Saturn is connected with our sense of responsibility and duty as well. So, with the Sun and Saturn on Monday, we will have a concern about some kind of restriction or duty. And because Aquarius is connected with the masses, this may be something of awareness in the news. It may be connected with kind of like furthering that issue from the prior week. Could be a connection with the collective or some kind of movement or issue that is highlighted that may really get our opinions going about right, about wrong, and because the sun is in early Pisces at 1 degree, we may feel like there is an issue, that word again, about not just the collective, how we relate to each other, right, wrong, our ideals, but there is something that is calling out our compassion, our need for kindness and or understanding, much more projected because we have the moon in Pisces, and the moon is also connected with the public eye and the collective. So we are furthering a theme from the following week, as discussed in my prior video for last week's celestial forecast, about something that really is going to get our thoughts generated about principles and ideals, and of course, our humanity, because both Aquarius and Pisces have that in common. But Pisces has more the hint and more the effect of the need for compassion, kindness, sympathies, charity, and so on and so forth. So this issue will be highlighted Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and until the next full moon. And of course, we will have within the next day and a half the moon again connected with the collective, applying a conjunction to Neptune, nebulous Neptune. So then we will feel like there is information that is kept hidden from us that we will very much have to research. Now we also have the planet Venus at 0 degrees, officially critical in the sign of Aries. And what does that mean? Well, Venus is about love, and 0 degrees critical means that we may have to make a decision on Monday regarding love, romance, or that which is connected with our affections. Kind of going back to the Pisces connection here, something that is grabbing our attention with our sympathies, and we have to make a decision. And it's about a new beginning because Aries is about the first house and new beginnings. And this also could be connected with what? Our leadership, personally, about management, those that are in charge. There's going to be changeovers. And this is also connected with what? Those that are more public or worldwide leaders. And this will also be something of a discussion or in the news, especially since we've got Venus and Jupiter both in Aries. So this may be a positive discussion or that which is questionable. But nonetheless, there is a discussion about leadership in general. But it's all about a new beginning indeed. And we have now Jupiter making a wide sextile on Monday to Mars. That's really good because what is Jupiter? Jupiter is about our prosperity, and it is about our luck, And it's also connected with the law, anything legal, education, material goods, you name it, money. And with the connection with Mars and with Chiron, the healer, we are feeling very positive indeed. And Mars likes to take action. So, with the connection with Jupiter and Chiron, the healer, we are very apt come Monday about taking action in these areas of law, education, prosperity, and this may be indeed a very good day for money matters as well. Very positive. And now we also have on Monday, the day of the new moon, we have a connection with Mercury and the communicator. And this is exceptionally important because Mars, the planet of action, and the depositor is indeed Mercury. And Mercury is in the sign of the communications area, as with Mercury in Aquarius. So there's also going to be good news on and around Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for pretty much the rest of the week connected with anything with there's that word again, with humanity, or this is even highlighting further with the Aquarius Pisces connection with the collective and discussions, Mercury communication about, yes, right, wrong, and what else? Technology, space, the future. And with a beautiful trine to at about 16 degrees, Mars in the sign of Gemini. Gemini is a dual sign. So there's definitely going to be issues about making a choice. Choices of right or wrong, or maybe something will be brought to our attention that has a dual nature. But it looks to me like it will be very positive indeed because we are talking the 11th house, which is about friends, our friendliness, our hopes, wishes, technology, humanity, charity, and so on, making a sweet trine with the third house. And third house is also connected with what? Travel, our communications in general, the written word, the spoken word, the internet, and so on. See, these are going to be issues highlighted very much on Monday and for the rest of this week, pretty much with Mars in Gemini and Mercury in Aquarius. And yes, so this is a very positive day indeed. Also, too, there is an out of sign sextile with Pluto, the power planet, at 29 degrees with Venus, the planet of love. So, this is also a very good time to really express our nature about how we feel and the future of relationships. But this can also be connected with all forms of relationships, whether it's family, whether it's romantic, whether it's even business, because Capricorn is connected with the business sphere indeed. And with 0 degrees of Aries, this only emphasizes what I mentioned prior about new beginnings, especially with Jupiter in Aries and Venus at officially critical 0 degrees of Aries. And this may have something accentuated with something to do with those that are in charge, leadership, personally in the business sphere, or worldwide. There may be some good news, although it could also be questionable, especially anything that's connected with the power planet of Pluto. But nonetheless, there's very much highlighted on and around Monday of the new moon, wonderful energy that day. And in every way, even planetary, there is connections with new beginnings, although information that will really move us to our principles and new beginnings, leaderships, and prosperity, and just all around positive thinking. However, there is a bit of a drawback here as we have Uranus still in the sign of Taurus squaring off Mercury. So although Monday is a very marked day, and yes, do mark this day on your calendar, Uranus is squaring off Mercury. And as aforementioned, Mercury is connected with our communications, and with Uranus, that can also bring about sudden verbal conflicts. And what is Mercury in Aquarius? That's connected with the internet or the media. There could be some connections of conflicts within the media itself, or with what? With the collective. And it kind of comes back to this connection with our humanity and a subject that is very highlighted, that will move us and that needs our compassion or understanding, especially with the unexpected Aquarius Mercury, with the unexpected Uranus and Taurus. Now, that can also indicate earth changes, earthquakes, and the like as well, and connections with weather related and so on because of the Aquarius Pisces connection. So Monday, new moon day for Pisces, is going to be extremely busy, as will most of this week, but highlight again Monday the 20th on your calendar, as it is just busy for all kinds of communications of all types. And do expect the unexpected that day. Now, we're going to finally move to Tuesday. Wow, Monday's so busy indeed. Yes. Okay, so we're finally going to move on to the 21st, and that's Tuesday. Now we have the moon officially meeting up with Neptune and the sun at 2 degrees, still making the wide out of sign conjunction with Saturn. So we have this need to also get work done on Monday, Tuesday, and on Wednesday, because we have this sense of responsibility. However, now we have the moon officially meeting up with Neptune. So now there's this sense of mystique, secrets in the air. And furthering from the day before, on Monday, there may be a concern or discussion with that. Our oceans, weather, it could deal with minerals, oil, and so on and so forth. But nonetheless, yes, Pisces is about the mysteries. And so on Tuesday, we're very much going to feel like information, and it could involve the paranormal, the metaphysical, or just information in general is being kept from us. And that is also personally, we have to figure out a secret. Or are you keeping something from someone, which is really not advisable? Or is someone keeping secrets from you? So this is going to really kind of shadow and somewhat highlight the day for Tuesday as well. And so, other than that, with the moon in Pisces, even with Neptune, that's kind of dreamy. And on the more positive side, also kind of with Monday as well, with this Pisces connection, it's wonderful, not just for work with meditation or anything with the metaphysical, it's also a great time for healing. You may feel that Tuesday, as with Monday, but especially with this connection on Tuesday with the moon and Neptune, you feel rejuvenated. Great time for downtime, not just to look into behind the scenes information, but it's a time that you may have some kind of an epiphany or some kind of enlightenment about a situation that has come to light for you. Or you may have that spontaneous healing. And it's not just physically, but it is good for mental, psychological, and psychical, uh, energetic healing as well for Tuesday with that beautiful moon Neptune meet up. So we are going to look forward to the next day, which is on Wednesday, and that is the 22nd. The sun, of course, still making now a very wide out of sign conjunction with Neptune. We are really feeling that sense still, even on Wednesday, of responsibility, hard work, and yes, there is something that's really going to capture our attention that needs our sympathy, charity, kindness, and so on. We still have for pretty much this week the connection of Mercury now exact on Wednesday with Mars. So we're going to be feeling not only very positive, we're going to be very busy. And especially since we have a really wide, even on Monday and Tuesday, sextile here with Mercury and Jupiter. That's all about communicating what? That's all about communicating money, prosperity, and especially we're talking Jupiter, the planet of luck and fortune here, and Mercury in Aquarius. There may be good news connected with technology, space, our future, and certainly we're going to have the need to communicate that, not just possibly good news regarding our what? Our humanity. So on and around Wednesday, or for most of this week, there could be some interesting laws that may be passed, that may be discussed now, that are connected with our humanity and principles and so on and so forth, because Jupiter is connected with what? It is connected with law, education, and also it is connected with travel and the ninth house. So there's also going to be information now that has to do with travel, especially ninth house, long distance travel. But especially keep in mind those subjects for pretty much all of this week, as Jupiter is making a wide sextile with Mercury. Well, at least until probably Thursday, maybe Friday. Good news with, yes, again, prosperity, material values, luck, maybe even on a really broad scale, some interesting news connected with gambling or the lotto. So keep an eye out for that as well. And we're going to be moving forward another day to Thursday. And Thursday is the 23rd of February. And now Saturn and the Sun are pretty much officially out of conjunction. However, we've got both Venus and the Sun at 4 degrees Pisces. And here we've got Venus, the planet of love, in Aries. So that's considered a rather minor aspect. It's called a semi-square. So that can be a little tense on Thursday for love. It is minor, but nonetheless, keep in mind there could be some disagreements, tit for tats, with regards to me first and the need for understanding on Thursday. And wonderful Venus, the planet of love, is inching closer to Jupiter. Oh, that can ever be so positive. And it's great, not just for an abundance, Jupiter connected with love, as there for single people, there may be many opportunities for wonderful new love interests. Or if you are also looking for planning a future for love, wow, Venus moving closer to a conjunction, although it is a conjunction now within 6 degrees, but moving closer to Jupiter in Aries, it's also good for what? Especially just past the new moon, it is a good time for thinking about your future or joint assets. So this is also going to be discussed much for especially towards the end of this week. And it could be, yes, as aforementioned, great for commitment, for the future, for joint assets. Maybe this would be a great time for you to think about creating that partnership, whether it's love, whether it's business, because it will also bring you prosperity in the long run. So let's look ahead to the next day, which is officially the weekend, and it is Friday. Yes, February 24th. And now the moon is up. It is in Taurus, and it is meeting up with the North Node. And this is very important because Taurus represents the second house, and with the North Node and opposite the South Node, it will affect our sensitivities and our emotions. So on Friday, we are feeling kind of emotional or feeling a little bit touchy. And there may be a subject that we are very staid about, we are very stubborn or very fixed about what we believe is the correct answer, and we're likely not going to waver from our opinion on Friday. And with this South Node, North Node connection with the moon in Taurus, well, that could create come Friday some disagreements, especially since early on Friday there's an out of sign square off with the moon uh, in Taurus now. So we went from the moon with Neptune and then to Aries and now into Taurus. And Taurus, yes, they are very fixed about what they believe is a sense of right and wrong. Also, the second house deals with what? It deals with our values. So there may be a little bit of a tit for tat dealing with what we value. This could be material, this could be personally. And the idea here is, especially early Friday, not to be so fixed about what we want or what we don't want, that we are rather subjective in our opinions. And take a hint from the sextile between the sun and Pisces to the moon in Taurus come Friday, because this is important simply because we want to be objective. And what, as always, is the sign of Pisces? It's about compassion, understanding, and our sympathies. If we can take a hint from that, especially with this connection with the sensitive North Node and South Node, this will be positive. And equally, there's a beautiful trine to the South Node in Scorpio, as well as a sextile to both the moon and north node in Taurus. So, what does this mean? This means, especially with this Scorpio and Sun and Pisces connection, as mentioned, the north node, south node are about our sensitivities, our emotions. So there's going to be something on Friday that really moves this, almost like a really good uh, movie filled with lots of emotions, something, and who knows, it could actually be a film, but something that kind of reminds us of the past, because both Scorpio and Pisces are connected with the past. They're connected with the 12th house. So there's something that could crop up, maybe a person, maybe an issue from the past that really brings out our sensitivities and our emotions. And as I mentioned, could even be a person that appears unexpectedly from the past, or something that really gets our emotions and sensitivities going to start off the weekend on Friday. Now let's look ahead officially to Saturday. And Saturday is the 25th. Yes. So after a little bit of a uncertain, unexpected week, we will have, with some a little bit of conflict, a little bit of an up and down, we now have the moon officially connected with Uranus in Taurus. And so, even though this week there was some conflict, but much with subjects that are really going to get our thoughts going about justice and right and wrong and so on Saturday, we continue this theme with the unexpected, the unusual, perhaps a little weird, with what? With Mercury. And then the following day on Sunday, the moon will then square off Saturn. But on Saturday, Mercury, the communicator, is making a wide square with Uranus and with the moon. And anytime we have Uranus with any of the planets, but in particular the moon, and squaring off Saturday and then Sunday, Mercury and Saturn, that is what it's about. Expect the unexpected and that which is unpredictable, the unusual on Saturday. And as always, the moon is connected with what? It's connected with the collective. So I'm led to believe that this week, somewhat as late the prior week, we will have to really be open minded about that word again, humanity, our principles, our ideals. And if not, there could be some conflicts connected with the public eye or the media, or even those that are kind of well known, because Aquarius can be connected with those that are more in the public eye, or those that are very attractive, or a little bit, well, a little bit offbeat or unusual. So these are also topics that are to the forefront now on Saturday and Sunday. And yes, because especially connected with Aquarius and Saturn, kind of that of restriction and so on, with that square off here applying especially on Sunday with the moon and approaching the square off with the moon on Saturday, and the square off between Mercury and Uranus, the moon on Saturday. Yes, this can be connected with earthquakes, natural disasters, and so on and so on. But we will have to be careful of unexpected disagreements personally and very kind of obstinate or closed, narrow minded behavior on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So a little bit of a rocky, but yet somewhere in there with the Pisces influence, a need for compassionate week. And we're going to flip forward finally to the last day, which is Sunday. And now we have the moon at 0 degrees of Gemini. And what's Gemini? Gemini is the third house, and Gemini likes to be on the move. And it is applying a conjunction with action-oriented Mars on late Monday. So we are starting to feel restless. We have the need to reach out, talk with everybody. And again, there's that theme with social media, in person too, because we're going to be feeling restless. Yes, on Sunday, we just want to communicate. We want to travel and accentuate, of course, on Monday, which will be the 27th. So, but this theme is building up on Sunday. And there is also what? An out of sign trine with powerful Pluto on Sunday. So we ourselves, especially with chatty moon in Gemini, are feeling rather powerful. Maybe we are feeling dominated by others or want to dominate or control others. But nonetheless, with Pluto there, and Pluto, especially with even at 29 degrees of Capricorn, is connected with the powers that be. So this could really open up communication with people that are officials, yes, those that are in charge. But the moon and Pluto is also about our personal power. So this is actually kind of good with the moon and Pluto there. So we are kind of extenuating that theme with Jupiter, and now even closer with Venus in Aries. We are feeling really like our future is very bright. We are setting goals. We are communicating that subject of the future, our goals, our sense of personal power, and we are getting things done. And I can promise you, come Monday, there is going to be equally a lot of communication and activity. But with Pluto and the moon in Gemini conjunct, we just want to put the pedal to the metal, work hard, and really believe in ourselves and communicate that. And as mentioned from earlier in the week, it's a good time to connect and think about starting businesses or jobs. It's connected with our prosperity, but especially with partnerships and in the future, because of this meetup between Venus and prosperous Jupiter. And that will end on a high note for Sunday, even after some questionable ups and downs for this week and a need to generate our charity love for the fellow man, humanity, and compassion, especially since we have an applying for next week. But that's another celestial forecast. Sextile with the moon, which only generates more positivity and good news coming up for the following week. And a wide sextile with action oriented Mars and prosperity oriented lucky Jupiter on Sunday. So, with an up and down, uncertain week, we have the week ending on a high note. However, there is one more note. There is an applying square off with the sun, but not really official until very possibly late Sunday and then going into Monday morning. So this is a time to be very above board in all your communications. Moon in Gemini, Mars in Gemini, and not to be deceptive on Sunday because Sunday really is an upbeat kind of a day, which is very positive to end the week indeed. Even with this Mercury Saturn conjunction, which is really going to move us with the issues of humanity. Oh, there's that word again. And on a more personal note, even on a Sunday, thinking about and taking action with a lot of hard work and that which is connected with, again, all issues of Aquarius and really feeling positive and what? Motivated, trying to Mars about our future. And indeed, at the end of the day and at the end of this week, that's what it's about. Our future, our goals, positive energy, and really good prosperity news, even amongst maybe a little bit of the disagreements. So, until next time, next week, for until next week's weekly celestial forecast, many, many blessings.